Man, it ain't as cold as I thought it was gonna be today. But what I'm finna do is, give me a second. I'm gonna let some people come in here real quick. How y'all doing? Pardon me. Give me 1 second. I'm just still getting things together here. Well, I don't really know what I'm doing, but okay. So today, well, I'm gonna wait. I need at least one person to hear me out. So today we're gonna talk about the difference between not too much of the difference of the birth certificate and the certificate of live birth, and we're gonna talk about a little bit of what I found out, what they do with it, the procedures of getting them, and the procedures of the benefits of having it, and a couple things like that. So I'm gonna start at the bottom first. You feel me? So man, thank you. Happy New Year's. I mean, happy Christmas to you too. But so what we finna do is, like, the once you, all right, on the bottom of your certificate, you know, you got these numbers with the dashes. You feel me? Now you want to call the stock market, and you want to give them those numbers with the dashes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's the identifying of the bond or the stock. You feel what I'm saying? Now they gonna ask you a series of questions or whatever the case may be, and then they gonna look at the shit and they gonna be like, whoa, something wrong here. But anyway, go. You know, your name, your company will be owned by let's just say a mining company or oil company or a metal company or some kind of stable company that built America. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you kind of give me a wood company, some kind of major company that it's a necessity, and not you know, a plus or a privilege or some shit like that. But anyway, so once they gonna tell you, okay, yes, in your name, this, that, and the third. You know, they gonna send you some papers over. So that's it, because 9 out of 10. Anyway, they gonna send you. You gonna actually say you wanna close out of that or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? You wanna withdraw all that shit. You feel what I'm saying? They gonna send you some papers and shit in the mail, or certified, or UPS, or depending on what stock market your shit in. You know what I'm talking about? And they're gonna ask you for your signature, and they're gonna ask you for this document, this, that, third, woo. You feel me? Now you can bring that paperwork. Now you ain't gotta do nothing else with the stock market. Okay? Now I'm not telling you not to finish what you started. You know what I'm talking about? Well, I'm not telling you to do it. First of all, let me stop. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm suggesting you things that I've heard of, things that I've researched, things that I've done. You know what I'm saying? If anybody choose to do anything that I'm telling you about, I want to tell you this. From my understanding, there ain't no consequence. But I don't know the exact procedure and exact ways you guys might be going about things, and I don't know exactly what you're doing it with. So with that being said, all my rights are reserved. Okay, so when you get these paperwork from these people, you know what I'm talking about, in the mail, you want to take those paperwork and you want to take that to your bank. You feel me? Because the only way your bank gonna give you a medallion stamp is if it's some kind of investment or basically something to do with making money or getting money. You feel what I'm saying? Stocks and bonds, TDA accounts. Like if you send your shit from Fesco and try to access your TDA account, you feel me? They gonna send you this thing, talking about put your bond number, all this bullshit in there, and they gonna tell you to take it to a bank and get a medallion stamp. That's a medallion. See, medallion stamps, a certified stamp, medallion stamp, a U.S. certificate stamp. These are all different stamps, but got the same meaning for it, all meaning to verify who you are as a person. But anyway, a medallion stamp is more like on the financial side of things. You feel me? So if they hit you with that stamp, that's a legal. I need to refuse that. When they hit you with that stamp, that is a legal negotiable document backed by whatever bank gave you that stamp. Okay, so that's why the banks will only give you the medallion stamp. You can only have a medallion stamp if there is some kind of investment purposes, and that's basically the bank saying, okay, I see you saying that you got some kind of ties with this investment company or this stock market or whatever the case may be. You feel me? So they looking at it, and now they gonna verify that the stock is in your name or the bond is in your name, and once they see that it's an account with that name on it or whatever the case is, you feel me, then they gonna hit you with that stamp. Now once you get that stamp, you can deposit that into the thing, because basically whatever that stock or whatever that investment was worth, that now transfer all that into that bond, that birth certificate. You feel what I'm saying? So it transfers it, because you got a copy and they got the original. You feel what I'm saying? So that being said, I'm gonna flip on up to previous on the list. You know, I'm talking about the birth certificate is what they call a short form. Okay, now when it comes down to the certificate of live birth, they have two of them. You have the long form, and then you have the long form worksheet. You feel what I'm saying? The worksheet is what the hospital the worksheet is what the hospital give to the health department. Okay, now the health department figures it all up, puts it into a long form on a birth certificate. You know, any kind of deed or title is a long form. It's on a long paper. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, you know, it's the long form. Hold on 1 second. What's wrong?
Up your arms.
Okay, I thought my seat playing around and stuff. But anyway, so with the it's the long form. You feel me? It's a short long form. That's what they call it, short long form. Or I'm getting I don't know if I said okay. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going. So with that being said, you know, the hospital gave the health department a copy. Now the health department rearranged that altered that document, and they gave it to the state. Now what the health department gave to the state is the loan form, which is basically like a title or a deed of your body and part ownership of that hospital. You feel what I'm saying? Now with that being said, you part ownership of that hospital. That hospital has the stock market, and that hospital owns stock in certain shit. You feel me? And there's people that own that hospital. So it's like bouncing around, and you in the midst of a whole bunch of money. And so sometimes 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10, you know, you get skipped over. You know what I'm saying? Just keep bouncing over your ass like hot potato or monkey in the middle or some shit. You feel me? So the state take the loan form and they transfer it up. You feel me? And the state make it into a birth certificate. You feel me? Now the reason why they say it's a certified birth certificate is because they hit it with a 3D print. It's like the picture of your nails going up like this. You feel me? And motherfucking, you got something like this, and you press it together. They just press and they stamp in it. That's not a medallion stamp. That's a certified stamp of the state. You feel me? Now you got another certified stamp of the United States. See, like when you go to authenticate your birth certificate, you know there's three notification stamps. Basically, what they is notification, or not notification, notary stamps. Basically, you know what I'm talking about. And you can also get a medallion stamp not only from a bank, but you can get a medallion stamp from a federal courthouse. It's called you go up there to the federal clerk, and the federal clerk also can grant you a medallion stamp. Which I guess they go in front of the judge, Fezzo services or Frisco services. You know, I called them, couldn't get one from my bank at the time for that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to do some bullshit, you feel me? I was trying to tell you. But anyway, so they told me to go up there to the place. Now I ain't really looked into that, you know what I'm talking about? Like, I just basically put a stop on that. But I ain't saying that receiving the trust funds from the TDA accounts and shit like that, I ain't saying that shit fake or nothing. But from my knowledge, everything going smooth. It's just a lot of steps in between, and I own my own company, so I ain't got time to be doing all that extra shit. I'm already doing enough extra, you know what I'm talking about? But anyway, so once the state gets that and gathers that information up, turn it into a birth certificate, who do they send it to? They send a copy. You did a copy to the individual. They send a copy to the United States. They send a copy to the to any whatever stock market or whatever that is they doing, because that is a negotiable document, and it's stamped on their behalf. On the original copy, you got another stamp on it. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Like if you look at the stamp on the certificate of live birth, it's a different stamp, a different certification stamp than it is on the birth certificate. You know, but some stamps might got the same name on them, you know what I'm talking about, but it's a different stamp. If you look at it in general, you know what I'm talking about. It's just like having an American flag without, you know what I'm talking about, the fringe on it, and then you got American flag with a gold fringe on it when you go to court. You dig what I'm saying? The Albuquerque law. But we ain't getting into that right now. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to touch base on a little bit of that stuff. So I'm gonna go back down through it again one more time. It's like just the certificate of live birth. You get a copy of that. You obtain the original certified copy of that, or if you got a baby and you going to claim for your baby, you know, you got 190 days before they transfer everything, and basically they will give your ass a hard ass time to ever get that motherfucking certificate of live birth. The older you get, the harder it is to get that motherfucker, because it's been sold to so many different people. You know, your certificate of live birth, your birth certificate, it's more like a title. So every time you go to another state or you go to another county or whatever, you gotta re-register your car, correct? So every time you do that, they gotta resell your birth certificate and certificate of live birth, whichever one they still have. You feel me? Because everything's digital, so it's always a chance that something can accidentally get deleted, because they systems automatically delete shit after 10 years. Certain shit just randomly pick shit. You know what I mean? Ever told your phone to go ahead and pick shit to delete, and they just start taking shit from here and taking shit from there? It randomly do that. So that's why they advise you, quote unquote, to always get your information. Give me 1 second and I'll be right back. Okay, Google, play some gangster shit.
Alright, check out this Get Into Some Gangster radio mix on Pandora.
Get involved to get a job, man. Bum ass niggas. Brr. Yeah. Let's get stupid. Get stupid. Red light, what up?
Okay, Google, stop.
The early birds eat first, that's why I'm turkey stuff.
Okay, Google, stop. Alright, sorry about that. You know, that's my pause music. But anyway, like I'm saying though, so the birth certificate, live birth certificate, once you get copies of those, if you already got them, you want to locate all the numbers you have on them, you know what I'm talking about, and you want to investigate them. Okay, now the bottom series of numbers that has a couple of dashes on them, but then the numbers, you feel me, those are numbers that you want to find. The ones with the dashes in between, it's multiple dashes. It's not one dash, it's 2 or 3 dashes, depending on how long or when you was born, and how many kids was born in that day, in that year, in that town, in that county. You dig what I'm saying? So the number can extend. You feel me? So with that being said, you locate that. Then you want to locate the stock market. You know what I'm saying? You want to call them. Pick any stock market, any stock broker or agent or anything that they can identify a stock. You feel me? And they can identify any stock as long as you got broker license. So with that being said, not broker license, but stockbroker license, or you know, your license to handle the stock market. You feel what I'm saying? So you get that conversation, get them papers, and you take those papers and you go to the bank. The bank will do that. You feel me? Now another thing I want to touch bases on real quick is the promissory note. According to Wells Fargo, they accept promissory notes under one condition. One condition. And that condition is if the promissory note is encoded at the bottom with the routing and check, with the routing and account number. It has to be encoded at the bottom. But there's also a trick to that. It has to be encoded in magnetic ink. So if you guys can put your check and routing number and shit on the bottom of a piece of paper and with magnetic ink, I don't know how you would obtain something like that, but you can write a promissory note. That's the only way you can write a promissory note according to Wells Fargo. Well, that's the only way Wells Fargo is accepting promissory notes, is if they are encoded at the bottom in magnetic ink with the account number information, with the account information. You dig? Plain and simple. So those two ways and those two different things, that's negotiable. Holla at me, man. Holla at me, man. Like and subscribe. If you want to know something else, you know what I'm talking about, if you want to know something in detail, you know, always, you can hit me up anytime. And you know what I'm talking about, no matter if it's 4 o'clock in the morning where you at, hit me up. I might be woke, you know, if not, when I wake up, I'm going to hit you. You dig? Fuck with your boy, man. And until next time, keep your blessings, keep blowing.